What's up, y'all? Got my old Tepui rooftop tent here. This thing's got to be 6, 7, 8 years old. It has seen better days, as you can tell by this cover. What I want to show you guys today, I'm going to be replacing the zipper that holds the cover down. I was looking for a replacement cover to make this easier for myself, but with Thule buying Tepui and this thing being quite old, I was having a heck of a time finding anything that would work. And I think if I did find something, I'd be up in the range of probably $200-300, and I just don't know if I could be spending that money. So I'm pretty handy, and I'm going to see if I can fix this zipper. I'll show you guys in a second what I'm dealing with here, but it is it's not working anymore. So let's flip this guy over, and I'll show you what we're dealing with. See, so I don't even have this guy zipped anymore. I just can't. And this is why. This is the zipper that holds it together, and it is completely disintegrated. It'll turn my hands purple. So this thing's just falling apart. And we got a road trip planned for the summer, so I gotta get this thing fixed up. So one really cool thing about the Tepui tents is they have this little channel here that runs the whole way around, and it's got a plastic tube, which you can actually see here at the corner. So I'm going to remove this thing, see what I'm dealing with exactly, and then see what I can do to fix it. It looks like my zipper's in good shape itself. It's just the fabric that holds it in. So I was messing with this earlier, and I actually need to start at the corners here. So I'm going to give it a little tug and see if I can get this started. And it actually starts to pop out. So I'm going to do one side at a time. You can see this whole thing is just falling apart. And I got to do the other corner here. Let's fold this down. Let's see if I can get any piece of it. It's not looking promising. Let's see. There we go. Just gonna pull it from the edge over there. Looks like I'm losing every bit I got here. And then just pick a side and pull. I think I'm gonna go from the other direction. All right. So this is what we got. Here's the whole zipper. So this used to be folded up in here and sewed in, but as it's disintegrated over time, a pretty nasty section here, it's just not working anymore. All right, and I've also got a pretty beat up section here where the cover itself meets the channel, and that's just got the same sort of tube. I'm going to replace that piece of fabric as well. Try and use the existing piece. So I made this easy for myself. I never remember. So cover is fixed, and there's a no zipper side. That's where my zipper started before and where my zipper ended, so that I can put this back together the exact same way it started. I'll show you guys how I pull off the top. And this guy here, just in the same way, it's gonna slide right on out of that channel. We got some work ahead of us. So first thing we need to do is remove this zipper strip from the old ripped canvas, and I also need to get my tube out. I don't know exactly what to call it. I'm noticing though they've sewn through it. So what I'm going to use is a seam ripper. You could probably use a razor blade if you were careful, but this is a tool that's for this. The razor blade seems to work better. You can see that's just tearing apart. It's lovely. All right, I'm gonna get a better angle on this. See if I can get in there. What I don't want to do is tear my fabric on my zipper. All right, got her started there. Just need to keep working through it. So that took longer than expected. It was very tedious, but got our zipper, our tube, and then the fabric I'm going to use. I am trying to do this as cheaply as possible, so I look through my bin of fabric. I try to keep things that might be useful, see if I can use them later, and it's looking like this is the piece that I want to go with. I want something durable, but still thin enough. I believe this is an old barbecue cover. It's still in really good condition. It's wax waterproof on one side, looks like maybe rubber, and then canvas on the other. It is very short, but I only need about 2-inch sections. So I think what I'm going to do is cut 2-inch sections and then sew them together into a nice long strip that I can then sew onto the zipper. So we'll give it a go. So first thing I'm doing is just trying to get some squared off pieces here. My edge is pretty messed up. I am going to go for every 2 inches. I'm going to mark these first. I don't need a lot for the edge there, just realistically enough space to bury that tube so that the tent has something to grab. And I'm just using a white colored pencil here, which is working really well on the black. I know there are like chalk pencils and chalk pens that people use while sewing, but this is what I got and it's working, so I'm gonna stick with it. All right, so I need about 14 feet long on this. My strip's about 2.5 feet. And then I will have to hem as I put them together. But even if it was 2 feet, 10 of them, that gives me 20 feet, and I need about 14. So this should be plenty of fabric. Leaves me a little room for error. All right, guys, so the idea here being putting these guys together. I was trying a couple different things here. Normally with this stuff, you'd want to do some sort of roll just to avoid any fraying. But because of the rubber coating on this, it doesn't fray. So I'm going to take advantage of that and keep this as flat as possible and just overlap them and sew them together. I think that'll be best. I'm worried there might be a little hookup, but hopefully once I get this back into the tent, I won't have to remove it, so shouldn't be too big of an issue. So I'm going to give it a go. All right, so there you have it. Let's keep adding to it, and then hopefully we'll have a good 14 feet or so of this ready for what's left. All right, so the next step here is going to be getting our tube inside our piece of fabric, as well as attaching our zipper. So this is going to be tedious and slow, especially to get started, but it shouldn't be too bad once we get into it, as long as we take our time. That'll give us, the tube will give us our nice channel. We got our zipper. So the way I'm going to start it is to lay my tube down center, and then I'm actually going to take that last like ½ inch and fold it over just to create a stopping point. And then we'll fold and get our zipper in. I'm actually start with the other side. All right. Be great if I had 3 hands. Fold that and get it pinched nicely in there. Add my zipper in. And I think once I get my first couple stitches in, this will be real smooth going. These first couple by hand, so I have as much control as possible. I'm making good contact with the zipper. Everything's even. All right, we'll go until we're done. All right, so we finished up here. It's looking real nice. All right, and then I also did the cover, and I ended up just rolling my fabric straight over what was already on there, which makes it a little bit thicker, but it should work out just fine. So we're going to find out right now. Let's get this guy on. Sliding super nicely back in the channel. I'm happy. So I am hanging up a little bit on my overlap pieces that I was talking about earlier, but it doesn't seem to be a huge issue. Just a slight annoyance, and we're back in business. Come on, baby. Come on. All right, looking good. It's not loving the thickness. Try the other side here. Hopefully cutting that corner doesn't mess me up, but it looks like it might have. All right, y'all. After that mess up, I decided to pull it apart and try it again properly. So we're gonna get this all attached. I got a few extra pieces here. We're gonna see if this goes. Ah, thank goodness. All right, lesson learned. Do things right the first time, save yourself half an hour. All right, let's get her flipped over, which I'll show you guys quickly. This looks real slick. And then this is what I did here. I'm happy with it. All right, give you guys a closer look here. This turned out really, really nice. Shoot, looks almost brand spanking new. All right, well, a little bit of work, and it cost me approximately nothing. Got a couple holes in the cover, which I want to repair, but I'm free for another video. Guys, we got the Tepui cover zipper all repaired. Cost me nothing because I was able to use some old fabric and I had the tools I needed. I would assume I'll post this in the description. I found some outdoor canvas on Amazon. I think it was about 10 bucks. But you could do this super cheap and save yourself probably $250 to $350 on a new cover if you could find it. So thanks for watching. I hope it helped. Please subscribe. It helps the channel, and keep an eye out for more videos. Later.